Active Investor here, bringing you another independent analysis. This time we're taking a look at ticker symbol AMD. That's Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated. The chart we're looking at here today is a one-day chart. Each candlestick on this chart representing 1 day of trading. We go back to March 18th on this chart, but really we want to focus on the data that's currently in this powerful uptrend. Three main areas to take a look at: 345, 420, and 467. Now I would just first like to say that 345 is probably the absolute bottom. It is support, but let's say hypothetically we break down below 420. I think that there's a pretty good chance that we find support somewhere between $3.90 and $4. But it's soft support. The real hard support's at 345, but I don't think we're gonna really be testing down there at all unless some like really bad news comes out about AMD. If really bad news happens or something, or we have a massive selling off, I still don't think we really have to worry about dropping back down here to the $2, $3 range. In the worst case scenario, we would probably run down to about 345 or the mid $3 area. That's actually pretty good. So we have some soft support in between 345 and 420, and we have some more hard support at 420. So overall, the chart's looking pretty nice. We have higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and some more higher lows. So that's what we want to see. Nice, healthy, higher lows. Increases, a little bit of pullback, but overall the increase is more than the pullback. And if this thing keeps legging up, I think we could probably test 467 again, but we were denied there twice. So keep in mind we could create a double top. If we don't break 467 on the third try, then we could get denied pretty hard and probably fall back to about 420 if that gets denied. Let's take a look at those moving averages. The purple, green, and yellow lines. So they're actually in a perfect bullish order. That's exactly what we want to see. We want to see the 50 period, and then that 20 period, and then that 10 period moving average in that order. So it's looking really good. And what's interesting is that 10 period moving average, that purple line, seems to be acting as trailing support. You can see it acted as support there, here, here, and almost here. The candle opening almost on the moving average, closing up here. But what's really interesting is where it closed today. So let's focus on this candle right here. This last candle that we have. This 4.4 mark is this 10 period moving average. So that 10 period moving average is at 4.4. And do you guys know where AMD closed today? It closed at 4.4, literally on top of that moving average. So what does that tell us? It tells us that depending on what happens tomorrow, this 10 period moving average can act as support or resistance. If we break down and it's bearish tomorrow, we close red, I think we'll probably close somewhere between 420 and 425. Why am I saying 425 supports at 420? Well, this 20 period moving average is at 423. So we have some good support around 420 to 425, give or take. Give it a little leeway there. If it moves on up, the chart's going to be looking really good. That's going to mean that we have trailing support at 4.40 based off that 10 period moving average, right around 425 based off that 20 period moving average, and of course at the 420 pivot point right there. So if the AMD stock closes green tomorrow, we're going to be looking pretty darn good. All right, let's take a look at the relative strength index down here at the bottom. So we are oversold. Let's see where we went oversold. Interestingly enough, we went oversold on this doji. So let's make a line at the close of that doji. And let's see where we were last oversold on the daily chart. Went oversold here. Interestingly enough, almost a doji. Now what does that mean? Well, let's draw another line on this. And you can see easily that this oversold point's higher than that one. So that means that when we had some selling off and we went oversold, people here were willing to pay a premium than when we were oversold here, which signifies that the uptrend is still in effect and the chart is still looking pretty good. So based off the data that we have now, there's really not much else we can discuss about AMD. The trend is still up. We could have some resistance or some really good support depending on how we close tomorrow. So let's see how we close tomorrow, and that'll give us a lot more information. But overall, the chart's really interesting, especially how we closed right on that 10-period moving average. So I'm excited to see what AMD does tomorrow. Either way, if it goes up or down, we'll probably still be in an uptrend. So overall, the chart will still be looking nice, but if it closes up, it's going to be looking real nice. So let's see what AMD does, and I will update this analysis most likely this coming week, maybe even tomorrow, depending on the action. Hope this video helped you guys out, or you at least found it interesting. If you have any comments or questions, leave some feedback below. I'll get to you, and if not, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.